Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Nicely with Pinnacle Real Estate Academy. Hopefully you've already watched part 1 on the fair housing episodes. This is part 2. So we are talking fair housing today, and in part 1 we already talked steering. But now I want to talk about those things that could be getting you in trouble that you have no idea that could get you in trouble. Some of you are not intentionally discriminating, and some people do intentionally discriminate. But those of you who are not intentionally discriminating, I need to point something out to you. When you treat people differently on any level, that could be construed as discrimination. There's a documentary out there called the Newsday documentary. If you have an opportunity, please Google it. It's pretty eye-opening of what's been happening. There was a documentary that was shot over 3.5 years. And this documentary was done out on the West Coast, not the Southern Bible Belt, please know that. And they basically secret shopped 150 real estate agents. And these real estate agents were discriminating pretty big, but most of them didn't even realize it. So here's what they did. They secret shopped and they sent in a, let's say, Caucasian person, mid-40s, well-spoken, well-dressed, good job, etc. And the real estate agent said, okay, what's your criteria? What are you looking for? I can show you homes today. Would you like to go look at homes today? They would go and look at homes. About a week later, they would send in someone of another race. They did this with all different types of races. So it was not necessarily black and white. There was Asian, there was Hispanic, but it was any other race other than Caucasian. And when this person came in to the same real estate agent, they were mid-40s, well-spoken, well-dressed, good job, exactly the same as the Caucasian person. The real estate agent said, okay, so have you been pre-approved? Have you talked to a lender? We need to talk to a lender before we can go look at properties. That was the only difference it was. It wasn't, I'm not going to work with you. It wasn't, I don't have time to work with you. It was, they automatically assumed this person was pre-approved and this person was not. The point of this story is you have to treat every single person the same. If you're going to put people in your car and drive them around, you better put every person in your car and drive them around. If you're going to meet a person there or follow them, you better meet every person there and follow them. If you require them to have a pre-approval letter before you put them in your car, you better require everyone to have a pre-approval letter before you put them in their car. There are things that happen that you don't necessarily intentionally do. This is called a subconscious bias, a subconscious bias. What that means is you don't really realize you're doing it. So I need you to be aware, keep it at the forefront of your mind, and the way to prevent this from happening is treating everyone the exact same. Let me also state this. Fair housing and discrimination doesn't happen in one direction. It doesn't. It's not black and white. It can be white against white. Have you ever heard of white trash and white class? It could be black against black. It could be light skin versus dark skin. It can be Asian against Asian. There are a lot of people that say, don't say I'm from China, I'm from Japan, right? Hispanic. A lot of people say, don't say that I'm from this place when I'm from this place. They can be discriminatory against themselves. So this is not a straight black and white situation, okay? And it works, again, in both directions between two different races, not just within their race, but two different races. So one thing we have to talk about is that it's not one direction. It's every direction, every race, every color, every religion. It happens. So I need you to be aware of how to prevent this even when you're not intentionally doing it. Now, there's more to fair housing because here's what I think. I think that society has been trained to not talk about it. I think society has been told that if you even mention another race, it's racist. I know my child's being taught this amongst his peers. We straighten it out at home. But he's being taught this amongst his peers. TV talks about it. The media talks about it. And what it's actually doing is it's driving a wedge between everyone rather than fixing it. So stay tuned for part 3, and we're going to talk about that wedge and how to get past it.